Okay.
Good
Good evening, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please join me in saluting the flag.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. Let the record show that all select board members are present. And we'll start with consent agenda. Number 1, AP warrants. Number 8, 9/23/2025. Number 9, 9/23/2025. Payroll registers. Number 39, 9/25/2025. Number 40, 10/2/2025. Number 41, 10/9/2025. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor? So moved. Number 3, request to withdraw $52.50 from the cemetery perpetual fund for a fence for the Route 43 barrier.
I'll make a motion to withdraw $52.50 from the cemetery perpetual fund.
Second.
Okay. Any questions?
Just so everybody knows, we're putting a fence on the front side of 43 for Forest Hills, because we've had somebody drive up in there last spring and ruin part of the road. So we're gonna fence it off so they can't get access into that cemetery off times of the year.
Okay. Any other comments or questions with regard to this? Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna be an asinine. The one who gets caught doing it should pay to have that done.
You're absolutely right.
And if it was the kids, the parents should do it.
Thank you, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Yes, sir. Jeffrey, sorry. Didn't see you.
Yes, I just spotted the fence construction, and my concern is there gonna be any access for walking through from the Route 43 side? My parents' grave site is one of the only ones that faces Route 43, and I frequent the area regularly, and I park alongside the road rather than driving up into the cemetery. Is there gonna be a provision for foot traffic through there somewhere?
There should be, I don't think it's gonna be an elaborate, I think the post is the elaborate part of it, Jeff. I think other than that, it's gonna be plastic chain that's gonna hang between them, so.
Okay, thank you.
It's not gonna keep anybody that wants to get in and out. The posts are what's gonna keep the vehicles out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? So moved. Okay, number 4, request to withdraw $8,399.85 from the revaluation fund for services rendered by Curtis Thaxter, attorneys at law, for the revaluation agreement of Eagle Creek.
I'll make a motion to withdraw $8,399.85 from the revaluation fund.
I'll second.
Okay, and motion and a second. Now, a question? Yes?
Yeah, is this coming out of that $100,000 we got saved?
Yes.
Yes. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Okay. Acceptance of the minutes of the select board meeting on September 22nd, 2025. Need a motion?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
Any comments or questions with regard to those? Seeing none, all in favor?
Oh, see, I wasn't.
Oh, that's right, you have, yep, sorry.
Abstention.
The abstaining. Okay, old business. Number 1, Preble Avenue Recreation Fields, parking and vandalism update.
So included in the department head reports, I just wanted to mention this specifically. Under recreation, there was recently some vandalism at the Preble Avenue fields. I have spoken with Danny Mooreshead, and he is looking to address those issues. He's looking into security cameras, potentially putting up a fence. He's leaning more towards security cameras, so he is researching his options as of right now. He has put it out to the public, and he has let the sheriff's office know that there has been these acts of vandalism. And to be proactive, we have scheduled a cleanup event in November with the Living Well Committee, so we partnered together to do that. So just a brief update, just wanted to mention it. a little bit outside of the department head reports where he won't be here today.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Morshed did reach out to me directly on behalf of the sheriff's office. I did also put in a request for additional patrols in the area, so hopefully that will help stem the problem from getting worse.
It seems to keep happening. Okay, any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, moving on to number 2, ATV guidelines update.
Okay. The town manager, Denise Ducharme, has asked me to just let the public know that a preliminary committee has met. That included herself, Jeff Ireland, somebody representing the Somerset Sheriff's Office, and there was a few other members. If any members of the public are interested in joining the ATV committee, she's asked to let herself or to let me know so we can put you on the list of individuals to directly receive information. However, the public will be notified. It'll be put out just as any other public meeting for the town.
Once we begin meetings, yeah.
Date hasn't been scheduled at this time.
Okay. Any questions or concerns with regard to that? Seeing none, I guess we can move forward to number 3, 25-26 TIF budget update and schedule.
Okay, so the town manager, she is away this week, so she has asked me to relay that the TIF budget assignment will be moved to the next select board meeting. And she wanted me to address the concerns with the fireworks. It was brought up at the last meeting that there had already been some funds assigned and paid for through the TIF budget in 2026. That is something that we've been doing since 2018 because of the way the fireworks invoices are set up. We have to prepay, so we pay one half in one fiscal year. We pay the other half in the next fiscal year. This is allowable through TIF budgets because Madison actually sets up the TIF budgets as a courtesy to residents to show extra transparency. It's something that has always been worked into the budget previously, so that is why it is allowable. If the board is to cut it officially, they will have to set an as-of date after anything that has previously been agreed upon or has been in or was approved in the last fiscal year. So, for instance, we just paid that, the board should set an as of this date, after all of the fireworks has been cleared up, we will no longer be assigning fireworks into the TIF budget and make the motion then. So we had already made the motion while we were still paying off that remaining amount from August. But no new funds towards fireworks have been assigned. So, just wanted to relay that to the public so that they know.
Anybody have any questions with regard to Jeffrey?
I do the whole budget in general. I'm asking the board to reverse the decision by the town manager on the TIF funds for all the salt and calcium line. Historically, we have taken those funds first as where they can be designated for things only in the TIF. There is currently $30,000 for salt and $10,000 for calcium. I currently have a $5,257 bill for calcium and a $12,512 for salt. The reason I was told that we are getting $70,000 from Backyard Farms down from $84,000 because of the lower mill rate. The TIF money is only for those items in that line. The Betty money comes in at the end of January, but with the way the government funds are right now, do we want to take that chance and not getting the funds till later when I have these bills that need to be paid? I have $55,000 for salt and $2,600 in my budget in my general operating line. Last year was a rough year. By the end of January, I had already purchased 665 tons of salt at $50,899. If this happens to my budget, this will be gone. In my general operating budget, I can move things around where I need to move them around as needed, as where I can't in the TIF account. I had less than $5,000 in my personnel line last year with all the Sundays and holidays and everything else that we had worked. And I was $7,800 on my overtime line, which I had no choice because that's the way the weather fell. Any money that is left over in my general operating budget goes back into the general fund to offset taxes in the future. My overall budget in 24-25 was 83% was spent, so that left 17% to go back into the general fund. I'm asking you guys to take this seriously. I shouldn't have to ask for the money. It should, historically, we've done this for how many years now, and now all of a sudden it's not, I can't access that money with the excuse we have that for other things with no explanation other than the fire department is getting some.
I haven't had a chance to talk with her about that particular item. I mean, and I really don't understand why it can't come out of either one, to be honest with you. Should we
I'd say table it until
maybe
Denise is
take that,
back.
because I'm not really sure how to address that.
Well, that calcium bill needs to be paid.
Right,
The
right, no,
delivery
I
was
get
last
you,
week.
Jeff, I get you, yeah.
My question is it always been past practice to operate the way we pay it out of the TIF?
Yes, it has, and it's been that way since I've been a road commissioner and the
I
previous
know you've
road.
done it the last few years since I've been here, so.
Yeah, it's been past practice, and that's the biggest thing, that when that money is only allocated for salt and calcium, as where in my general operating budget, like I stated, if I need to take some of that money out of my salt line to pay for, say, overtime at the end of the season, and that money that is left, I believe there was $20,000 left over that went back into the general fund to, be put back into the tax base. And I'm not asking to use that all up at this time, but I just don't think it would be recommended to cut short in the 1st of January, and then have to dip into that if I need that. That is kind of sort of a backup.
The $70,000 is available through the TIP,
It is.
but that is not all highway money. Am I
No,
correct in assuming that?
no. So we have the TIF budget
Mhm.
that we're still waiting
To
to
complete.
actually
Yeah.
complete it.
Yeah.
And out of that budget, there is 3 times a year that we receive income to it. The first half tax payment, the Betty, in about January, and the second half tax payment. The Betty is the largest, being a couple $100,000.
And that comes in January?
About January. There isn't an exact date, but we normally receive it by the end of January. Historically, Jeff is correct, and I'm speaking non-biasedly because it is Denise's decision. But due to the fact that our mill rate went down, we did lose $14,000 out of the TIF budget this year. And she said that was one of the factors that led to her decision, as well as the fact is we have less undesignated funds in the TIF account. So meaning we only have about $40,000 right now, and $20,000 of that is already assigned to 55 Weston Avenue.
Yeah.
So with those factors, she had decided to make the decision that for department heads, she's going to ask them to spend out of their regular lines on their budget instead of spending out of TIF first, when previously we have spent out of TIF first.
Gotcha.
And I've had this conversation, I actually spoke up at the last select board meeting to Jeff, and just relayed that, we do have to be mindful of, we're not gonna spend $300,000 in October, because we don't have enough money to transfer from our TIF accounts to our operating account to replenish it, because we've been doing monthly transfers instead of quarterly, as of recently. So those are the factors, and a little more information than what Jeff had, so you can make your decision.
So what do you guys think? Should we wait and discuss this at the next meeting when we do that whole TIF budget? Are you good? No? Yeah?
Just out of respect for Denise, we should table it until the next meeting.
Yes?
Do you anticipate more before January, Jeff?
Salt and calcium, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it's like I've always said, you can't build a budget on the weather. And that's why a lot of those lines, such as salt, calcium, personnel, overtime, and stuff like that, usually runs high for that particular reason. Had we cut any money out of the personnel line, I would have had to take that out of another line, such as the salt line. And, you know, I don't understand why what Cheyenne just explained to me was not explained to me, other than it's allocated for the fire. Some of it's allocated for the fire department. No communication.
You're better with the explanation you got from Cheyenne.
Well, I understand it more now, but I just don't understand why. I asked him twice, and I get it's already spent or it's allocated with no explanation whatsoever. Now, that is out of disrespect for me as a department head and not explaining that to me, and now I have to come in front of you guys and explain myself how this works.
As far as the fire department goes, I asked for $10,000, $5,000 to replace interior doors in the fire station, which I got the okay to do now. Those have been done, and I turned the bill in. I'm not sure if it's being paid for. And another $5,000 for the back steps, which is going to be done before winter. And Cheyenne has put $1,000 in for $3,000, so it may only cost us $2,000. And then I asked for $15,000 for whitewater rescue gear, life jackets, ropes, blah, 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 blah. We cut $5,000 out of that, which left $10,000. I'm not going to use that $10,000 until the end of the year in June, when I'm hoping to put an MMA grant in and get a 50-50 match on that. So as far as the fire department, all I can see that we've spent out of the TIF money would be the 43, I forget what exact bill, it was under $5,000 for the entry doors to get replaced. And the other $5,000, hopefully we're only gonna spend $2 out of that with the grant that Cheyenne put in, so. I'm not sure where she's getting the fire department spending the money.
The other thing also, I have a paving project starting tomorrow on the Ward Hill Road, which is also a TIF road. It's a small project, it'd be under $10,000, so that's another discussion that we will have to have at some point in time. It was the rough section on the Ward Hill Road at the Madison Norwich Walk town line. It's going to extend into the town of Norwich Walk roughly, probably another 100 feet, which the town of Norwich Walk is picking up that bill because of the condition of the road. It was easier to match our 100 feet with their 100 feet to complete the project for a smooth transition.
I think we'll have to just table that for now, and we'll tackle this at the next meeting, on the 27th, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll, yes.
I was gonna change the topic a little bit.
Oh,
We'll stay on.
could we finish this first?
Yeah.
And then- So
So that's the
that's the
27th?
27th.
If that's your wishes, that's fine.
Yep, that's what we'll do.
I do want to note, Jeff, if it does make you feel better, where the board is waiting until the 27th to make the decision, you can still pay out of your regular budget, and we can see if there's a way to change it later on. It's normally not traditional to do it that way. Normally, you just mark on your invoice, and then from that, I will take the warrant and break out all of the stuff that was paid from TIF accounts and move that to the operating fund. So it would probably be a journal entry later on. So that I just want to let you know that there is a way for it to be pushed off until Denise gets back, to be changed later on. Not saying it will, but there is a way.
But we definitely need to discuss it amongst us before we
Yeah, with the
make any changes, okay? Everybody good with that? Any further discussion with regard to that? Okay.
I was gonna say something about the TIF money.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
So, after our vote last meeting with taking the fireworks out,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of the townsfolk didn't like that. There was some that enjoyed it, there was a lot that didn't. We didn't have all the variables. Like, everything was presented to us, and we looked at what was presented to us, and we didn't have all the variables. Some of the variables come out Well, I found out about 2 weeks ago. I wished I would've had them at that point in time so we could actually have cut the budget 32 or 34, whatever the number was. Obviously, there's a plethora of questions that I could ask about that, and we'll wait for Denise to come back. But, the main thing is did we cut it enough? Because 12,000 of the 16 was already spent. So we didn't have that variable when we made that decision. And now we got some of the town, sounds to me like the money was already spent this year for fireworks, and townspeople were upset, but I believe that the fireworks are gonna continue, which is good for those that enjoy that.
No,
So-
the fireworks will not continue. And I know that it does say in the librarian's report that we did make a down payment on the fireworks. We did not. We had reached out to start the process because it's 6 to 8 months before the fireworks even happen that we're looking to make a deposit, line everything up, get the permitting done. So we were at the point of reaching out for a quote, getting the permitting. We have not paid a down payment on the library. Not the library, on the Christmas celebration fireworks.
So do you have the number, did we make enough cuts to where, because now 8,000 and change was spent? So we needed to cut 32, I think I heard you say we were short 14,000, so is it 14 or is it 32?
I didn't say that we were short 14,000. I said that the Backyard Farms TIF budget has changed $14,000 from last year because the mill rate went down. The valuation always stays the same. So if our mill rate goes up, the amount we receive from Backyard Farms goes up. If it goes down, what we receive goes down. But that's, as for the exact numbers, that will have to wait for Denise because I'm working off of her spreadsheet, so if she hasn't made all of the updates, that would be inappropriate for me to relay to the public if it's not the accurate numbers.
Sure, of course.
Right, and I'm not sure, so we'll work on that next meeting. And we will have an answer for you next meeting.
I got to Madison, just for record, I'd like to say that I'm not a Grinch for Christmas, but we was asked to cut $34,000 out of the TIF fund to save money, because we was over $34,000 in the budget. So, looking at the schedule, I agreed to cut 5 out of mine for equipment, Jeff agreed to cut 5. My point is, we did cut that money out of the TIF account. Why does it say that the fireworks are going on as scheduled? I've got a schedule here for Christmas. It says, Madison Christmas Celebration 2025, 5:15 firework, town manager and fire department. I wasn't notified, so I'm not sure where this, who made this copy?
I don't know who made that, I've not seen it.
I've not seen that either.
Because I'm on the Christmas celebration committee, that we met, it's probably a month ago now. That's the letterhead from that. We haven't met the
It
second
just got
time.
printed today. I got it today.
I don't know where you got it from.
I got it from the town computer. I was there printing stuff for myself and this popped out.
Yeah, it's
That-
got,
That's not true.
that's the one we sat down the first time. This was before the last meeting when we cut it. So we haven't met again. We'll meet as a group again probably in a couple more weeks.
So this is not the
Yeah,
schedule.
that's dated from the meeting we had probably a month ago.
Okay.
Donnie, the reason you found that on the printer, and that explains where my missing copy went, so thank you. I had to print another one, but that was printed off because I'm putting something together for the office staff, so they know what events are gonna take place, and then who's the contact for those events. So I'm just working off of the
I just don't want the
schedule.
public to think the selectmen and myself and we're against fireworks. We're not. We just had to cut that $34,000 and I couldn't see any other place and the board couldn't see any other place that we could cut it.
There are rumblings out there, I think, of maybe somebody doing some fundraising to do them as well, which I think is a really good idea.
Was there a letter sent to Anson?
I don't know, I'm not involved with it, so I don't know. But I mean, I'm
There
just
was.
thinking there may be a grassroots effort out there to raise some money to do that.
There was.
So. Did you send it, or who sent it?
I didn't send it personally. I know that the town sent a letter to the town of Anson, asked for $16,000 because the fireworks went up. And I don't believe we got a...
So, we'll look at this next week, next meeting. Okay, if it's okay, I'm gonna move on to items of communication. Department head reports, we have the code enforcement, we have fire, highway, library, recreation, and no sheriff's department report yet.
Sheriff's,
did it?
actually came in today,
Oh, it
it's
did,
in
okay,
all
sorry.
of your folders, and
Okay.
there's some out for the public separate from the
Okay.
packets.
Got sent to Denise's email. I
Oh,
forwarded it.
okay. Got it.
Thank you.
So we do have that. Anybody have any questions with regard to any of the reports? Seeing, yeah.
So just to highlight my report,
Mhm.
the Davis Road over in East Madison has been paved, and that's the road that's off in the boat landing road that goes into the boat landing. The Forest Hill gate has been moved on East Holden Street down to the last road, as per requested by the cemetery committee. We've done some small paving projects and sidewalk work and curb work around town and driveway lips. We've got our new mowing machine that was delivered, and the roadside mowing had been continuing through the month of September, and we started hauling winter sand for the season.
And so it goes around and around.
Yeah.
Thank you for moving that cable.
Yeah, thank
You're welcome. And the other thing to note is that in the coming years, we will be out of sand in the Troughton Park. So we're gonna have to come up and dig some test holes down in the pit that we own to see if there is any sand. We've been fortunate enough the last 20 years that we hadn't had to purchase any sand where we own that land in the Troughton Park, which is a huge savings. We put up roughly 2,500 yards a year, so you times that times $3 or $4, if we have to purchase that, it's gonna be a huge
It's getting
expense.
completed.
Yes, we have another couple hundred yards to put up this week, and we may be able to get enough out of there for next year, but that will definitely be the end of it.
So testing on another piece at some point then, yeah.
Yeah, we do own some land with some gravel and some sand in it down at the old dump site. We could potentially go down there and look around.
And then a meeting, I'll call you back.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Jeff, I know this isn't the town, but, on 148, I guess there's a couple of spots that got redug up after the pavement was put down. Do you know anything about that, why they did that?
On the main road, you mean?
Yeah, 148.
Yes, because either the mix failed, density test, and/or the pavement wasn't compacted properly and had separation in it. That project is just about the end of completion, probably by the end of next week. I spoke with the supervisor on the job today because I've been getting some calls on the driveway lips that aren't backed up off the edge of the pavement, but he assured me that those will be all taken care of before they leave town.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just had some questions, somebody questioned me, so I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, it's looking good. Okay, number 2, Living Well bi-weekly report. Do you have anything you want to report, or are you good? Good for it?
The only thing I did want to note is we actually had to cancel the canning class for tomorrow. We have moved it to November 12th. And that is because the person who is going to be hosting the canning class has come down sick with the flu.
Okay.
So we're going to do it in November, and we're going to do cranberry sauce as well.
Number 3, town manager's report on expenses and revenues, and GA.
So you will see that in your folder as provided by Denise. There was nothing special that she wanted me to know.
All good? Yes, John?
Do you know what that special's for on the GA, the 240315? What was that reimbursed for?
Yes, I actually do. Because of the increased amount of GA that's being awarded all across the state because of an increased need, the state is actually cutting individual municipalities a little extra funds to help offset that cost. So that's where that comes from.
Correct.
Any other questions from John? Seeing none, we'll move on to upcoming, excuse me, Now You Know segment with Chris Perkins and Somerset Community TV, Channel 11. I believe that Denise is going to do a segment with him at some time around the end of October,
Yes.
I believe, yep. And we'll discuss things happening in Madison, and different issues, and if anybody has any questions, they might wanna talk to her and ask her to address them at the meeting, at the TV show, so. Okay. Under G, new business, enhanced live audio select board meetings discussion, to address the people not being able to hear us all, so. Have you,
Denise would like the board to have a discussion of what we should look into. We talked about this last year. It's actually been brought up as a select board concern within the past couple of months. She wants to start looking into the funding of what would we use for funding. Do we need to apply for a grant? Are we going to see if there is something in a line that we can use for it? And then what specifically the board would like to see. Do you want to have microphones right at your desk? How are we going to put it so that the public can be heard? Just a discussion between each of you as members, and I'll take notes and relay it to her so she can bring something back to you.
Mr. Bean?
I guess I'd like to see individual ones at the desk, we can tap in, tap out. But I think we look at grants if we can before we purchase.
Yeah, especially in light of our budget situation.
So I spoke to Doug about this a little bit, Doug Harlow, or I messaged him or something. And he said last year he ended up presenting something to Denise of what it would cost to go with some certain system. So if she could dig that up, just so we could have like a starting point to see what he came up with. Because since I mentioned it at that time, because we're not being heard properly, he ended up putting a microphone on top of that thing, and that's not, it helped a little bit, but we all can hear it, it's still not good enough.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Number 2, notice to public about Somerset Community TV changing from TV 11 to Channel 17.
Yes.
And we do have something here, don't we, with regard to that? Or do we?
Yes, you do. So it looks like this, and they're actually over there for the public as well. They're being posted at the town office, or be posted here at the library, just to let the public know of the change, because they have moved from Beeline to Spectrum. Included on that, I also mentioned what town meetings are videotaped by Channel 17.
Yep. Okay. Any questions or comments with regard to that? Seeing none, moving on to number 3, proclamation for fire chiefs and firefighters. And I believe you have something to read.
I do. So every October, the state will try to recognize one municipal department. This year it's firefighters. So last week at the annual MMA conference, they read out to all firefighters in recognition of their service. And they've requested that each municipality recognize their fire department as well. So I put together a proclamation that's in line with what the state had read, but specific to Madison for our fire department. So I'm just going to read it briefly and give it to Donnie. Whereas Spirit of America Foundation cherishes municipal officials' help with its program and created Municipal Officials Appreciation Month in 2025, dedicated nationally to firefighters to express gratitude. Whereas municipal officials make personal sacrifices to serve constituents and deserve more public recognition and respect than they generally receive. Whereas firefighters risk their lives while battling blazes and evacuating folks from burning buildings. Whereas firefighters faithfully respond 24/7 to a variety of emergencies and provide medical care. Whereas firefighters spend many hours each year in training for how to react to situations they could encounter. Whereas Madison, Maine much appreciates the services provided by its firefighters and other municipal officials. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that Madison, Maine designates October 2025 as Municipal Officials Appreciation Month and urges our citizens to show gratitude to their municipal officials, especially to the firefighters, for all they do to make this a better community.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
just me I want to thank. I want to thank all the good firefighters I have. If it wasn't for them folks, Madison Fire wouldn't go anywhere. We're the best.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have citizen concerns. Mr. Neiman, I believe, is here this evening.
I just
Oh,
left.
he did. Oh,
Waiting.
sorry, okay. ATV complaints near Forest Hill Cemetery and the pits.
So Denise spoke very briefly with me on this. She had a resident that came in concerned about kids partying, using ATVs in the evening out behind Forest Hill Cemetery. The citizen was pretty concerned. It seems to be an every weekend event. And she just wanted me to let the board know. I was under the understanding that the citizen would be here today. So that's all the information that I have. But this is something, I don't know if she's reached out to the sheriff's office yet.
Not that I'm aware of.
But I will look to see if she has, and if she hasn't, I will do that for her, so we can move forward on it.
Go ahead, Sean.
When you reach out to her, can you have her pinpoint the area?
Yes. Yep.
Whether it's up in the pit or...
I do know it's
It-
up in the pit.
It's also Thomas Field, isn't it, or behind Thomas Field, that big hill back
Yeah.
in there?
Yep.
I think,
I don't think it's just one location either. I think
Okay.
it's over, a span. But this person in particular lives very close to where it is occurring and wanted to bring it to the town's attention.
maybe some signage at some point, people know it's a topic, or I don't know.
Well, we've had problems up there in the past, and we've signed it, and it was just a temporary, but it's been over the years, they're all gone now. There is, I know that the gentleman that owns most of that land up there has posted, including hunting, for all of his land because of this, the actions of a few certain people. And I know there's a lot of people that are disappointed because they hunted there, and now you have the recreation, the ATVs going up there from all points of all town, of every street and every road heading up there, and it's a free-for-all. There's been new trails matted down, through the course of the summer here, with people traveling up there. I've noticed some stuff in the cemetery where there have been some ATVs present at some point in time. There was no damage done, but they were there. I've seen people riding through the cemetery on ATVs, coming off Route 43, which is a restricted area, going into the pits in there. So, there again, you can put all the signs you want up, but you need some enforcement, by the sheriff's department, and I know they're pretty well stretched out, and you can't really sit there all day waiting for one person to drive by. So, we could obviously put some signs up there again, but I don't know how else to stop it.
Did it help when you did it before?
Well, it did, because there was some neighborhood kids that have lived in the area that were doing it. So, and that was back when we had a PD. They were, obviously sitting there waiting, and whatever the case was, but.
If it's posted, we can enforce it. A person could be charged with trespass if it's properly posted. They don't need to be given a warning first. The sign serves as the warning.
Yeah, Sean. Mr.
Question,
Sean.
it is towards you, Mike. Would it be, in the realm of asking for game wardens, maybe do something in that area too?
We can ask. Wouldn't hurt to ask. Not sure what they'd be willing to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend to speak for them.
Right. That's thought though.
I just think if we showed more present with more offices, maybe the point gets across a little more stern. Because I know there's lots of traffic around town everywhere.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's also not only ATVs, it's snowmobiles. Because
No.
when I was trail master of Abenaki, I was in there and same complaints from neighbors down there that people were riding the pits. I went and actually talked to one of the people that was doing it. I was told their kids weren't doing it as they come across the lawn. So, yeah, that's an ongoing problem, whether it's ATVs or snowmobiles. So,
So would you like to post it or not?
Well, I think putting up new signage at Thomas Street would definitely be a good start. And we talked earlier, Jeff, about signage there, and you had indicated that there had been signs in the past, they
Yeah,
just kind of
correct.
dwindled away over the years.
Yeah.
Do we own the pit or somebody else?
No, the pits, both pits are privately owned, but the town does own the access that goes to them,
Okay.
except for the road that we just deeded over to Mr. Arsenal. That is the public, it's not a public right of way, but it's a right of way into the pit. So that is probably off limits also. So if we sign the edge of East Holton Street, that would be enforceable if there's a complaint, Mike?
Well, I assume if they entered past the sign, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there another way in there besides East Houghton?
Well, no. Well, there's two
Well, they can
streets.
cut across Thomas Street, right?
Well, you can, but I believe there's two access roads off the end of the couple of dead-end streets, like up off Low Street and one of those other streets. Now, whether they're blocked off or not, I have no idea. And then in the fields, the western fields, up past the last couple of houses, there's access that way, but Mr. Weston has posted all that, so. But if that road gets posted, the right-of-way road, that should make it,
I would think so, yeah.
yeah.
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah, if we can, let's try it. Okay. The letter H, citizen concerns, oh, sorry, we've already done that. Select board concerns. Mr. Martin?
No,
None?
Good.
Good? Good, and I'm all good. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor? We're adjourned.
Take all the.